Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is week 5, picking every game, every spread. First order of business, week 4. How did we do? On your screen, you will see we did really bad. We went 5 for 11. That is awful. Simply put, not making excuses, but a lot of them were close. The Cowboys were half a point off. Chiefs were half a point off. Falcons were half a point off. That flips us to 8-8. But that's how spreads are. That's why I say don't bet on my spread picks unless I say, hey, it's a fucking bet. Because what we did do good with this week is we went 2-0 with our bets. So you will see on the screen now the 2 bets we placed. One of them was a ladder. So I guess you could call it like 3 bets. I'm going to count it as 1 because I hold myself to a high standard. We did a ladder of all of CeeDee Lamb's receiving yards. I commented on my YouTube video that before Thursday Night Football, and I commented the Chiefs play before Sunday as well, so that you guys could follow them. The logic with the CeeDee Lamb one was New York Giants, their slot cover corners were out with injury, him being the best slot receiver in the NFL. Simple there. It actually hit with 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and then he honestly didn't do much. Like, he finished with less than 100 after being at 85. So at first I was pissed I didn't do more, but it turned out fine. Making $66 in a quarter, good feeling. And then Chiefs, we thought it was going to be like they were going to clobber them, to be honest, with 2 offensive linemen for the Chiefs being out, or for the Chargers being out, as well as Joey Bosa and Derwin James. However, I think the Chiefs losing Rashee Rice, who to me is the focal point of their offense, that's hard to adjust. They still ended up covering the 5.5 and 2.5 we did. I was also going to do it up to 6, but I didn't have that much money on me. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been sweating. So overall, the spread picks are more just like, I don't know, help you guys make a choice. Maybe you're like, he sucks, fade him. Maybe you're like, oh, he felt good about this, and now in the 3 days, this person was ruled out. Because I'm dropping these on Thursday mornings or Thursday afternoons. A lot changes to Sunday, but the bets are what I want you to follow. So without further ado, our overall record is now 27, 34, and 2. Pretty bad. We want to get it up to like 55, 60%, if not more. But the bets, we are 4-1. And like I said, that's with us tracking these 2 bets that were really like 5 as just 2. So we're doing good in the bets. Listen to the bets. Without further ado, the picks, we'll try to go through them quicker. As always, Pato, refresh it so y'all know it's fresh. It's Thursday, 2:30 in the morning. We'll try to go quick. Thursday Night Football, Falcons, we're backing them, -1.5. Simply put, they're a more well-rounded team. The Falcons' offense is worse than Tampa Bay, but their defense is a lot better. It's just a bigger gap defensively. And the concern I had with the Falcons was their depth. Drake London and Kirk continue to develop chemistry. Darnell Mooney looks legit, and Bijan didn't play well, but he had a hammy injury. Allgeier's a good backup. Tampa Bay slaughtered the Eagles, but they were without a lot of people, and their defense still didn't look great. Give me Falcons. Jets, I think the Jets, with how much frustration they've had offensively, at some point there's going to be like a fuck it game from Rodgers where they just snap. But the Vikings have a good offense and a good defense, and they're undefeated. It's not actually a home game. It's in London, but I'm still backing Vikings -2.5 until proven wrong. Ravens, Bengals. Bengals offense has looked great. Defense has looked awful. Ravens have a better defense, and at least it's like more balanced. And they just took a team similar to the Bengals, like the Bills, good offense, sketchy defense, and slaughtered them. I obviously don't expect them to slaughter the Bengals again, but at 2.5, we are taking Ravens. Bills, Texans. Texans have a good run defense, but not a good pass defense. That is, the Bills are probably better passing than running anyways, as well as the Texans. The Bills' defense is better against the pass, which is what's the good thing for the Texans. Their run game is not good, as we saw with Derrick Henry. Joe Mixon did not practice as of Wednesday. Even if he does play, it's coming off an injury. We'll see. Long story short, I'm going Bills in a revenge game, bounce back. Panthers, Bears. I'm obviously a Bears hater. They looked so much better last week. The play calling and all that is much improved. Caleb continues to improve, and their defense is fucking really good. Despite all that, I still don't trust them to cover anything more than -3. And the Panthers, Andy Dalton, Deontay, they look good enough to at least put up 20, 30 a game with Chuba. I know the Bears' defense is legit. I wouldn't be surprised if this one misses, but I am backing Panthers +4. Browns, Commanders. The Browns have yet to eclipse 20 points. And last week they had a defensive touchdown to help them get there, and they still didn't. The Commanders are putting up like 30 the last 2 weeks. I know one was against the Bengals and then Cardinals, but like the Browns they've played some shit defenses and still haven't put up points. I don't see how the Commanders don't put up at least, like very pessimistically, 24. And then the Browns, if they finally break 20, that's 24-20. They still cover, and that's optimistic. Now, I'm pretty heavy on the Commanders here, -3.5. Colts, Jags. Jonathan Taylor isn't ruled out yet. He had a high ankle sprain. Usually that's a pretty quick, you're gone for at least 2 weeks, maybe longer, like 2 to 4 weeks. He didn't practice Wednesday. Regardless if he plays, he's not 100%, or it's Trey Sermon. And the Jaguars have a good run defense. Their pass defense is bad, but we've seen Anthony Richardson not look great, while the Jaguars are 0-4. Brian Thomas looks legit. Tank Bigsby's has looked good. Christian Kirk they're using again, and Evan Ingram comes back. I just look at it as the Colts' run game is the best part of their offense, and Jaguars hinder that. I think the Jaguars finally get their first win, -3. Dolphins, Patriots, it's gross. The one good thing offensively about the Patriots was Ramondre being reliable. He has not been that. He's been fumbling. He might not even be the starter anymore. But the Dolphins have looked like the worst team in the league. Like the last 2-3 weeks, both of these guys have looked bottom 4. But we're gonna back the Patriots. Until I see something better from, like, they tried to get Tyreek Waddle more involved. Achane, it was still ass. I think Mike McDaniel will figure it out because they have to at least do decent, win a game or two without Tua, or their season's chalked in their division. But until I see it, give me Patriots. Cardinals, Niners. Cardinals, every game they have a drive where they look like a top 5 offense and then they just fall asleep or the other team figures it out. I don't fucking know. But the 49ers are back to looking like a juggernaut. Debo, Kittle, everyone's back healthy besides CMC. Jordan Mason's been filling in. The defense is legit. 7.5 is a lot, but I'm taking them 7.5 until the Cardinals' offense is a little bit more consistent. I think McBride coming back will help, but I still don't trust it. 49ers, 7.5. Raiders, Broncos. The Broncos, are a really good defense. Pat Surtain is a Clamp City matchup nightmare, and the Raiders are without Devontae. Max Crosby might not play. I don't know what Michael Mayer, if he's on track to play or not. Regardless, Bo Nix, a good game for him is 100 yards. I just look at it as dog shit, and in a dog shit matchup, give me the fucking team with the points if it's 3 or more. So we're backing the Raiders. I could see this legit being, though, like a fucking 13-10 game. I don't know if I like the under, but it's just going to be gross, but give me Raiders. I'm always biased with the Packers, but I'm taking them. Rams defense is really, really bad. Packers are missing Watson, but I think Josh Jacobs will get his first touchdown of the year. I have to look at those odds. That might be a bet. I just think the Packers are guaranteed to put up 300 yards of offense and score. And I think the Rams, Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington, Demarcus Robinson, Kyron, honestly a good supporting cast. I just think if it gets a little shootouty, which it will, we give up a lot of yards, they give up a lot of yards. We get turnovers, though. So I just see us getting a turnover at some point and kind of either running away with it or at least securing the 3. Give me the Packers. Giants, Seahawks. Seahawks, Geno had the comeback player of the year, and then last year he kind of fell back down and didn't look great. But it's because he was under so much pressure. However, against the Lions, they brought a lot of pressure, and the dude still was wheeling and dealing. I think he broke 400 yards. Geno looks good. Metcalf, all of them look good. Kenny Walker put 3 tutties against the Lions' stout defense. I know they lost by a good amount, but they just look good offensively, and they still have a good defense. I feel like I haven't seen a game where they've kind of had both look good, but we're backing them. -6.5, I will take them. What I am saying is this is under the assumption that Malik Neighbors misses. Most people with a concussion miss at least 1 week, and then they come back. Example, Trey McBride, Devontae Smith, and a lot of other fuckers. However, he played Thursday night. So if Malik Neighbors plays, I'll take him from +6 and more. But Malik Neighbors is their whole offense. And Singletary. It's just those two. Wan'Dale Robinson's look good. He's the fucking dude, though. If they don't have him, they're going to, 6.5. Give me that. Cowboys, Pitt. We're going Pittsburgh, -2.5. Cowboys, Micah Parsons is not going to play, and DeMarcus Ware is either out for a season or a long period of time. I don't remember which one. They already had a bad run defense. That's what the Steelers like to do, and they have a good defense. And Justin Fields looks at least like a game manager that can also add on with his legs. All spell bad things for Cowboys. The pick is -2.5. I just have a really bad inkling. I think the Cowboys are going to have an explosion, like 30-plus offensive output game in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I could see it happening here. It's hard to think it would against the Steelers defense, but I don't know why. I think it's going to happen sometime soon. I'm nervous about this one, but we're going Steelers. And last one, usually I'm a Chiefs dick rider, but with Rashee Rice being out, Pacheco, Hollywood Brown, they are really, really depleted. I think usually they don't really like to make spicy acquisitions, like they got Juju after he was waived, or they got Carson Steele, who was an undrafted free agent. They do like small ones and make them work. Kareem Hunt. I think with how depleted they are and with Super Bowl aspirations, I do think they make a trade. I don't know if it's a bigwig like Devontae or Amari Cooper. I would love if they got like Deontay Johnson. I listened to a podcast, shout out Fantasy Pros. One of their people mentioned, I don't know if it was the GM or the owner, kept like alluding to this being Deontay's only year here, last year on his deal. So if they know that and they can get some draft capital, maybe they want to trade him, but also they are selling tickets now and actually looking watchable, so maybe they don't. But long story short, the Chiefs are really fucking depleted right now, so we are going plus 5.5. That's a lot of points. Saints have looked good on both ends. Rashid Shaheed is looking good. Olave, like the chemistry. Kamara. Taysom Hill's out. I think that's a slight hit, but their defense is also pretty good. We're going Saints plus 5.5. I think the Chiefs will still be good. I think they'll make a trade for a receiver. It's just going to take 2 or 3 weeks. One, they probably want to see how they can do with their pieces now, see how desperate they are or not. It sounds like they don't even know what's up with Rashee Rice. It sounds like it's not season long, so they might not. So a lot of people are like, oh my God, Devontae, oh my God. We might not see that. I'm rooting for it because that'd be electric, but if anything, it's going to take a couple weeks. So to wrap up, one last time, Falcons, Vikings, Ravens, Bills, Panthers, Washington, Jaguars, Patriots, 49ers, Raiders, Packers, Seahawks, if Neighbors isn't playing. If not, give me them. But Seahawks, Steelers, Saints. Those are the picks. Stay tuned for the bets. I will comment them. I like having them already made for you guys, but I'm going to comment them if there's any. First instinct, though, I like the Falcons. I like the Ravens. I like the Commanders. Don't hate the 49ers either. Don't hate the Packers, but I got to look at some more deep dive, injuries, all that shit. Player props are sometimes more profitable, I feel like. So check the comments for that. Week 5, we bounce back. Yerp.